give way more than you're asking for with this kind of content. Give so much. Like with the first hook to get them in, give them a free ebook with great content and great value. With the first newsletter, give them content and value. Make them feel welcome. Just give them stuff, because like they're like in a world today where data is stolen and all this kind of shit, and you're worried about everything. They're handing you over their data, and they want to say, yeah, I'm in. So treat them well, like they're family now, like, so treat them like family.
My name is Sian Horn. I am the founder of Elite Pilates, the Club Women's Network, a national network for women that work for themselves. I also create content.
My name is Judy Russell. I teach people how to make videos through the Vid Academy, and sometimes I make videos.
My name is Jen, and I am the co-founder of a digital marketing agency called Velocity Growth.
My name is Jay Woodard. I am the founder and creative director of Ad32. We create content for SMEs, corporates, all different kind of products, food, fashion, all that kind of stuff. So it's between photo and video.
Okay, listen, let's get started. I want to do it so badly. 3, 2, 1.
Do it. I dare you.
3, 2, 1. Welcome to this week's episode of Unbranded. It is episode 30. Can you believe it? I can believe it, actually, because it's going swimmingly. I am really enjoying the process. And today we're going to be talking all things email marketing. And we're going to have a really short conversation as well that one of my clients has asked us to discuss about her social media platform. So we'll get to that towards the end of the pod. But for today, let's talk email marketing. Do you use it? Don't you use it? And if so, why not? And so let's start with, let's just start with saying, Jen, how is everything going? Because you've had a lot on this week and you're still in the sunshine, I can see behind you.
No, I'm actually in Bandon, so not in sunny Spain. But yeah, the long week. Obviously, I was away last week on holidays, but I needed that to work myself into the relaunch. But everything is going well. Website is done. You know me, I am like, get it done and fix it after. What needs to be fixed afterwards? Move fast, fail fast, figure it out. So yeah, everything is set, ready to go. You could look at it and say, you know, you can tell that it's V1, but you know, it's also not nothing. So
yeah,
diving in. I don't know what's happened, Jen, that you've kind of done a whole new business.
Yeah, so I guess the best way to explain it is that I used to have a digital marketing agency called J Digital. We merged with an American company that became Velocity Growth. And then we slowly started to realize really that it's very difficult to message and position yourself across two very distinct markets and regions, be it messaging, pricing, all the rest. So we are demerging back out. And I'm relaunching in the Irish market as lemon7.ie. When the time this podcast comes out, the website's already live, but bear with me, there's tweaks. I can already see, you go back and you're like, oh, there's 2 logos there. Oh, there's 2 there. So there's a few errors still to be ironed out.
Where did the lemon 7 come from?
Just sounds nice, doesn't it?
I like it. I'm saying, maybe I thought it was like a saying thing people are.
No. I just liked the sound of it. At first I thought of lemonade, as in like lemonade without the E on the end. And then I just wanted to pull the word ad out. And then I just like the number 7. I think everyone likes the number 7. But yeah, it's just kind of fit nicely then that way. I've never really been too precious about the names of things anyway. So I think once it rings and people can remember it, I'm pretty happy with it. And yeah, lemon7.com is available, but for $6,000. So we'll be holding tough on that for now.
Funny. Because Shan sent us the name of the episode this morning, which is email marketing, but I got confused because my brain still isn't right. So I started researching about websites, and I listened to this podcast with Peter Coppinger saying that they had 530 grand in their account.
I've heard this story. So good.
Was 500 grand and they bought it. And I was like, whoa, did you listen to that too? Or you probably heard the story?
No. I was chatting to him when I was working in the Chamber of Commerce. He did a talk for us and he told that story there as well. But yeah, it's super interesting. But like that, I could actually rent it for $300 a month. But look, I'm fine with lemon7.ie, and I bought lemon7.ai, and like I've got all the peripheral domains. I'm a bit of a domain hoarder. When ChatGPT was released in November of 2022, in December of 2022, I bought tons of different .ai domains. I own really good .ai domains. I own things like makeanad.ai, vcfunding.ai, like loads of really good ones. So if anyone wants any of those at some point, let me know. But
How does that
yeah,
work
so
then? Do they contact you to buy them, or do you put them on a marketplace, or what's the crack?
do you ever go to a domain and it's like ready for sale? They're all sitting there like that.
Okay.
Yeah. That happened to me
Yeah.
with Bbell. I wanted bbell.com and it was said up for sale. So I contacted them and initially they wanted 10 grand. I offered them 5 grand. Couldn't get sorted quick enough. And then it came back and it's never been lower than 50,000. So I just changed the name of the business to bbellwellness.com. So it's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like,
Yeah.
I'm not having my
I had
money.
I had a client before who didn't have their domain on auto renew, and I don't know what it was, but I happened to cop it that morning that the site went down and that the domain was back up for sale, and I like bought it back for them as quickly as I could, because like that you can, if you don't auto renew your domain, it could get lost, and this was a particularly high value domain, so I was like, shit, this is gonna like be nabbed up like this. So but that was like probably the quickest swooping in. But yeah, I've got too much of a domain collection. Every year when it's renewal time for these, I'm like, what is this bill? What am I doing with my life? But it's
But then
well
again,
worth
one
it.
hits and you're laughing and you
Yeah.
get the 5, 6, 7 grand for it that someone really needs or wants, like, so
500 grand.
boom.
Yeah. And double
Boom.
letter, any title, double letter titles, always really expensive.
In what context? Sorry.
Like B-Bell, Party Pants,
Okay.
you know, Trixie Tracy, like 2 T's, 2 P's. They're always really expensive. People buy the double vowel, the double lettering, because they roll off the tongue.
Yeah, and
Like
if it's
lemon
six letters or less, 6 letters or less is a golden one as well. But yeah, long story short, the last week has been largely administrative. There is a lot of work that goes in administratively, from separating an international company back into 2 jurisdictions in terms of tax law, everything else. That's been loads of fun. And then any of the Irish clients that were working with Velocity Growth previously have been notified, and they're all kind of rolling in. So it's not starting from like base zero or anything like that. It's already an up and running established company, but it feels like something new in the same breath. So
And they're happy to jump over and just roll with you. They're happy to just come along.
The team is staying pretty much the same in the background. I mean, they were with me when it was J Digital. They were with me when it's Velocity Growth. They're moving with me now when it's 11/7. But the team in the background isn't making any major moves. Like, there's no disruption to service. There's just a different agreement in place between myself and my business partner in terms of how we like cross finances across the company. So like if we come in, if some of the Irish team come in and work on a US client, how that works versus the US team coming in and working on some of the Irish clients, because like everyone's kind of muddled in the mix anyway. So
this is kind of invoicing separately or something, but yeah, that's a conversation off air, I guess.
Yeah. It's not even a really a conversation. It's just boring billing admin. But all of the admin has been worked out. And now it's time to roll into getting those next 1,000 no's. So.
Love it.
Amazing. Well, congratulations, babes. That wasn't a short story, though, by the way.
Well, Shan, just before we move on, partypants.com is available for sale by GoDaddy.
Buy it. Oh my God, I want that, actually. Buy it for me, because I'm so starting a company called Party Pants. Because I have Party Pants. Actually,
how much Jammy Bastards?
Well, how much is Jammy Bastards? Buy it. It's £1. Like, do you know what? I can't even check my Wi-Fi. Is that bad? Jay, how was your week?
Good. Yeah, good. I'm camera shopping and I'm car shopping, so it's that kind of world. So I'm looking and just see what the crack is. I've zoned in on 2 cameras I need to get. Stupid money, but look, it's the next evolution of the business, so it needs to happen. And my car is about to fall apart. I love her to bits, and she'll stay with us until she does, but I have to get a second car for me for commercially. So yeah, it's been fun. It's exciting, kind of just crawling through websites and looking at prices and comparing that kind of stuff. But good, yeah. Tipping away. Summertime is always kind of, it's weird. I don't know, Judy, you're the same. Like, some clients disappear and don't want to hear from anyone, and they just say, tip away in the background, do whatever you want. I'm not here. I'm kind of checked out. And there's other clients that are like, let's fucking go. Like, let's summertime. Let's go. Let's ramp up everything. Get shoots in the sunshine, branding in the sunshine, which is nice, you know. So I'm not quiet, which is great.
Brilliant. And I love the summer actually, because a lot of my clients would be off for a few weeks and whatever. And it really gives me time to plan and make sure that everything that I have planned for Q4 actually happens, which is great. But Judy, I don't know if I should say this, but you look much fresher this week. You have your life back.
Oh my God. I was looking over podcasts or like the shortcuts that we've made over the last few weeks, and I'm literally like, yeah, and if you I was dead, like, so I'm not fully back, but I have my life back, thankfully. It was brilliant. It was a great 2 months. Learned so much about politics, but now it's, as I said to someone, I have a very short cache that will be emptied any day now, and I will fail to remember anything about politics, and I'll move on to the next intricate topic kind of thing and go from there.
It's funny you talk about clip downs actually, because I got 2 DMs this week saying, who's losing jobs? Because in one of the clip downs you said, I think we should talk about this because people are losing jobs, but it's not in context. So I had a couple of texts saying, oh my God, has Judy lost a job? And I was like, no, we were talking about video quality, etc. And they were like, okay, but yeah, I love those.
Well done, Aoife, for making an intriguing short.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that gets people
clickbaity.
Got people talking. So talking, let's talk about this week's subject. And it's a subject that I really love to talk about, actually. And I'm doing quite a bit of delving into it at the moment, is email marketing. So let me start with you, Jay. What pisses you off about email marketing and how people use it?
I think it pisses me off when people take advantage of it. Like, I love email marketing, and it's such a good arsenal to have in your kit. Like, but when people misuse it and just berate people and just hit you with stupid shit and random shit, you're like, oh, unsubscribe. And what pisses me off as well is when you click unsubscribe and they don't unsubscribe you. Or they have such a bandy way of going around to unsubscribe. You have to go to 6 different pages and fill out, it's like, Jesus Christ, unsubscribe. If it gets to that stage, I just block them in that way.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is absolutely class. I love email marketing, and I'm actually I'm looking to get into, I won't say it on air, but I'm maybe becoming a part of a new business soon, and it will rely on email marketing a good bit. So I'm looking forward to this episode because I will learn also from this. But yeah, it's absolutely class, but there's absolute gobshites doing it sometimes, and it's can ruin it for everyone.
I think it's that thing, isn't it? It's like Netflix. You have to make it as easy to get away as to get in. And I hate that as well, when you click and then they go, would you like me to stop sending emails about the color black? Would you like to stop sending emails about the color white? And you're like, I just don't want to hear from you. Thank you very much. But there's never that option. You've got to tick all the boxes. It is annoying. Jen, what annoys you?
I think it's the same as Jay, really, for me, where it's just like the overuse of it. But also what pisses me off is the underuse of it. And I don't mean that from the perspective of businesses not using email marketing at all, but specifically businesses looking at the emails that are very rarely, looked at. For example, receipts. Everyone opens their email receipts. That is a hugely underutilized area of email marketing for upselling and cross-selling and things like that. So yeah, it's the underutilization of it primarily, and not looking at it from all of the different layers and touch points.
Just explain receipts to me again. You're talking about the title of the email itself.
No, as in, like, if you purchase something, people always open their email receipt, the invoice or the receipt, essentially. Like, that is an email that everyone gets that people don't like look at properly and tailor to the client and like look at it as an upsell and cross-sell opportunity. There's so much more. Like, your newsletter can go out every single week, but there's actually multiple emails that go, particularly from e-commerce businesses, that fly under the radar as like standard default emails that have huge opportunity within them.
So they bought something, and in the invoice or receipt, you're saying upsell there.
Yeah.
I know you bought this package, upgrade to this package.
Yeah. You've bought this camera. Here's 3 lenses with 20% off.
Yeah.
Class.
I completely get it. Actually, whilst I'm talking to Judy, Jay, send me an email because I want to talk about my out of office. But I want
Me?
Yeah, please send me an email.
At shanhorn.com.
Hello at shanhorn.com. There, I just gave it to everybody. Everybody send me an email. Judy, what pisses you off?
The fact that I just can't get it right, I think, is one of the things that pisses me off. But I think in general, when I receive emails from other people, like, I suppose, deceptive subject lines where you think it's one thing and then it's another. If it's like repetitive, or you know what annoys me actually? The way that it has to be like weekly or consistently at the same time every week. Like, can we not just email people when we've something to say? And I know that that goes against everything in marketing, but I'm just like, oh, like when I'm sitting down to try and do it, I'm like, hey guys, guess what happened this week? And I'm just like cringing at myself, and I'm like, oh God, can I just send it in a month? But that's why it's not working for me, because I'm not doing it. I'm not adhering to the rules.
Yeah. Judy, come on, man.
I know.
But yeah, no, I think, look, the overuse can be too much. However, like, I mean, I work with a few people and they're banging them out, like, and I'm like, oh, control. But I think, you know, we have email marketing, we have that communication piece. I've just said to Jade, like, so what's in my out of office, Jay?
I didn't get anything. I'm sorry, Sarah.
I
didn't get anything. Oh, hold on. I did.
Okay.
It just came in there a second ago. Hi, I'm away at present on the road with meetings. I will check in on emails, but then after Portugal for 13th for a celebration. Check out B-Bell podcast while I'm away, or if you're looking for business and marketing, don't miss out the Unbranded podcast. Nice.
So
and you have links there as well.
Yeah, so like honestly, my mates text me when I'm not in office because they want to see what it says. So I always do something different. And then like this week, I was like, do you know what? I'm going to send, if you're missing me, go and listen to the pods. So the link for the pods are in them. So directing people to other avenues. So that's my email marketing this week. It's just my out of office.
Yeah.
And it just makes complete sense for me anyway. So if you're using email marketing, what platforms are you using, Judy?
I'm currently using Wix, but what I haven't done, like I do have an automation set up. I know, I love it. I expect it now. I know.
Whatever about a website, I haven't even heard. I didn't even know you could use it for email. I'm so triggered. I can't do. Yeah, I'll come back to it.
By the way, there, Jim. I'll talk to you soon.
There's a whole CRM in there, and it's fab. I just love the way it's one stop. Like I'm always coming from the point of view of one person on my own, trying to hold my shit together weekly, which is hard enough. But that's why Wix is kind of handy, because it's one password to remember, and then I can kind of do everything in there. But I do have an automation set up that, like, you know, there's triggers, there's 4 or 5 different triggers. The one thing that I've never done is customer segmentation. And I know that that's probably the most important part. Like I should have them divided into people who have taken my courses already versus people who have kind of found me and are new to me. And they should be completely separate emails. I think it's laziness, but it's also, I don't know if I can derive enough value from spending enough time on that when there's other more pressing things that I'm like, I should be really doing that first. So it's hard for me to kind of prioritize it, but maybe at the end of this call, I might have the prioritization a little bit different.
Yeah. Jay, what are you using?
I've used in the past, I've used Flowdesk, Mailchimp, and I think they're the kind of main 2 I've played with. But I'd be interested to see what Jen says, because I know she probably has a better one.
I use 3. Jen, what do you use?
I use Substack.
Yeah.
Substack.
Yeah. It's very suited to me. It's very suited to any of us, actually, in our line of businesses. It would not be suitable for someone in e-commerce, or it wouldn't be suitable for more granular, detailed customer segmentation and things like that. But it works perfectly for me. It feels very article orientated. It is a social network in of itself. The community is really tight over there. People like can pledge to subscribe to you financially if you want to upgrade into. So like I should really look into it more, but I have a few people who have already been like, oh, we'll pay you X amount a year if you decide to start living or delivering more premium content, which is a great signal that people like your newsletter and things like that. I haven't sent one now in about 5 or 6 weeks, just with the transition on my end. But I'm actually planning on moving into a process of less frequency, like Judy was referencing there, and like promoting the email as like, this email will only come your way when it's like something really good to say.
Yeah.
But even the likes of that now, with Rich Webster's, I've talked about Rich a few times in the podcast, but he's class. But he sponsors his newsletter, so he gets people to pay for the heading in the bottom and stuff. And you know, it's like this newsletter, sponsor it, support the channel, which is cool. Like, you know, you could probably start doing that, Jen, could you?
Probably, I mean, I don't have a massive list. I mean, it's probably at 6,000 or 7,000 now, but like, I mean, comparatively to Instagram, but I've been like pulling people over from Instagram to either the newsletter or YouTube for a while now to get people into a longer form platform, but that's pretty just in chaos.
Yeah.
I use 3 channels over my 3 different businesses. So my main businesses, we use MailerLite, Flowdesk, and Mailchimp. And I've been doing
What's the first one?
MailerLite,
MailerLite.
Flowdesk, and Mailchimp. I have to say, from the 3 of them, obviously I've used Mailchimp for like over a decade, so it's just so easy. But I love Flowdesk. I think their landing pages are beautiful.
Yeah, sexier, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's really clean. But however, it's so funny you said Substack, because I'm looking at changing my formatting and moving to Substack in a paid form. Actually, Jenny McGill, I don't know if you know her, guys. She's amazing, Jen. She uses Substack very well, and I follow another couple of people that use it. More of a sort of blog sort of scenario. But I have, like, I'm an affiliate with a lot of companies now, and I don't actually like using affiliate over on social media. So I'm actually going to utilize it in Substack and give my followers value in that way, which is kind of like sponsorship, Jay. So yeah, I'm playing a lot with Substack at the moment,
Nice.
and I really like it.
It's really good. Once you're like in Substack, you're like, what was I doing anywhere else? But yeah, there's Joe Lenny. I can never say his name. Lenny's newsletter. Anyway, if you search for that, he uses Substack so well. Like a lot of the tech, I want to say the tech bros use Substack as well. But like you can almost create a landing page that feels like a blog center where all your past newsletters have a place, they have value, you can categorize things. So like people can just go to your Substack and read, as well as getting it into their inbox. And the most important thing is that Substack don't charge you per volume of email addresses that you're collecting, making it far more cost effective than some of the other platforms
That's
as well.
huge, because that's a big problem.
Huge.
Isn't it? Yeah. Tell me, Substack for an events company? No. Flowdesk.
I would.
Substack.
Yeah, I would. It depends on what way you're doing the emails. Like, is it promoting the event? Is it talking about an
It would be ticket sales, you see. It would be ticket sales and kind of that kind of stuff.
Yeah, but the ticket sales are going to be over on Eventbrite or somewhere. Like, you can still put your buttons in and all the rest. But what I talk about with e-commerce is that like Mailchimp has an integration with Shopify. You can import the products. You can tag the images. Like you can do a lot of like, oh, if someone clicked on it and bought it, then they get this email. Like all of that kind of stuff. Probably wouldn't need that for events. You just probably need a button that's sending them to Eventbrite.
Yeah. The reason I wouldn't use it is because I don't think people would necessarily think of using it. So they may not find you there. Whereas a lot of the people that I know that use it are, you know, service related, bloggers, etc. And that's what the community in there, the ones that I'm finding, that's really their background. So I don't know if I'd use it for my businesses, to be honest. But check out, and I have to say quickly, because I always call Jenny McGill, and it's 2 N's, but I always pronounce it wrong. I just can't say McGinn. Anyway, it's JenniMcGinn, but her Substack's amazing, and do check it out. So yeah, I think so we think about what we're using and the reasons why we're using it. But let's be honest, it's hard, you know, to get people when you're starting out. Like, what do you think the best forms of way of getting the email addresses to get people to these platforms initially, Jen?
We have lots of different ways that we do it for clients. We're working with one bigger Irish brand at the moment where we've doubled their newsletter size over the last like 6 weeks or so. And it's all lead forms on Facebook. We pull in the leads from there. We give them a freebie. Like you get this little ebook if you sign up with your email address. The trick is with paid advertising and lead collection is to not use Facebook's default lead forms. Force people to manually put in their information. The reason being is that if you allow Facebook to auto-populate people's names and email addresses, do you want people's names and email addresses from when they signed up to Facebook back in 2009? No, you don't. You want people to manually put in their email addresses. And if you ask them qualifying questions and things like that, you can get really high quality leads. We actually worked with a B2B company for a while as well, where they were getting really strong leads through Facebook leads. And normally it's a really poor quality channel. But if you force people through hoops and if you structure it correctly, you can do really well from there. I use ManyChat to build my leads. So every time someone comments on one of my Instagram posts, they get a DM with some information. And at the bottom of that, it says here, you can subscribe to my newsletter. That has done the bulk of my growth there. So there's lots of different options, but usually you have to use an alternative channel to collect that.
And what kind of cost would ManyChat be for a small business?
I
It's like
pay less than $20 a month or something.
Or do you use it as well, Jay?
Yeah, just on my social. I paid like Jen would have a bigger audience. Again, ManyChat charge per person responding, don't they, Jen? Kind of thing on the list.
It's bizarre. They charge by how many contacts are left in your system after you ship a DM. So I just go in it depends. It costs how much.
I do as well, yeah.
You just go in and you can just clear the contacts and it will keep charging you really, really little. So I remember even on months where it sent tens of thousands, I'm still only paying less than 20 because I was just going in and clearing out the account.
Can we just explain how ManyChat works? This is when people on social media are saying to you, comment in the comments below the word X, and then the people comment and ManyChat then sends them that detail.
Yeah, they just automatically reply with the DM. So it's a comment to DM automation. So if someone comments on your post, it'll automatically send a reply.
Anything.
Yeah, well, you
can say specific word or this or that. Now, small side trick, if anyone wants a little quick tip, I have stopped saying a specific word. I've started saying comment any emoji below. And in the caption, I have had to change my wording. I'm saying drop any emoji below to get the link to your DM. I'm avoiding using the word comment, and I'm avoiding using a specific word for two reasons. Facebook are now restricting posts that ask for engagement, and they recognize the word comment. And then secondly, they recognize sporadic bursts of the same word. So when I ask for any emoji, if you go to my comments, it's just a flurry of different emojis. So the post still gets this massive lift, and I've seen it in some of my competitor accounts. I guess other people who do similar content to me, where their views are going down and mine are staying pretty stable in comparison at the moment.
Can I ask something?
Side tip.
Can I ask, when you're saying drop an emoji below, if, for instance, if you're saying that, it's the same as writing it?
I'm saying comment any emoji below, but in the caption, I'm saying drop. When I put the word comment below, and when I had the same word, Facebook was actually restricting the same word happening over and over again. The comments weren't even showing up. Yeah. It wasn't even happening. So
is it not picking up on the verbal, but it's picking up on the written?
At the moment, for me, yes.
It's good to know. Link in bio, everybody.
And Jen, with previous posts then, like, because let's say you post one today and then next week you're saying drop an emoji. Do you cancel this week's one for next week's ones? Because if you let's say you're giving out a free ebook today and next week you're giving out a free playbook or something.
You select the post, so it's like only emojis on this post will get this message. Only emojis on that post will get that message. Yeah.
So like that's what I'm saying. So like, let's say I comment on one of your posts from 3 weeks ago. I won't get the free information now, will I?
No, you will. Yeah. So I have a different one set up for every single post. So if you go in, yeah. So
I get you.
Yeah.
Is that not confusing for ManyChat though? I guess because it's a certain post. Apologies. Yes, sorry. Excuse me.
Yeah. It says if someone comments on this post, then
they get this. Yeah. I get you. Apologies.
Yeah. So I have to say, like, obviously we're talking about newsletters, etc., but ManyChat sounds like it would be something that would work really well for you, Judy.
Yeah, I know. It's just one thing that I haven't got on yet. And it's so funny because I saw that headline, Jen, about Facebook are going to start under ignoring comments and stuff like that when it's done, like that they were looking for a workaround. But it's amazing that you figured out how to get one step ahead of them. And I suppose that's part of your role, is always staying one step ahead of the changes. Like I just saw that headline and I was like, oh, won't use ManyChat now. Move on to the next thing. And Jen's got drop an emoji. And it's also cool to say drop your first emoji, because I think people are obsessed with figuring out what emojis other people use as their first preference and stuff. So I think that's brilliant. But yeah, I must get onto that.
While we're shitting on Facebook and Instagram, have you seen this whole thing with Made with AI? The latest thing?
Yes.
Yeah.
God almighty, it's so annoying. So if I take a photograph of ye guys in the studio tomorrow and I bring it into Lightroom to edit it, just colors and do your skin tones and stuff, and I post that to Instagram, it's going to say made with AI because the metadata shows it's not the original file that I've played with the file and coloring. No, obviously people
you can screenshot it and, you know.
Huh?
You can just change the metadata. Like you can change
but
that.
Yes, I get you, but like not everyone's going to know how to go into. I can do it. I understand to go, but like, you know, Shan's not going to go. If she goes to Canva and plays the colors or changes something, an eye color or something, it's going to say made with AI. And so I just thought it's cheeky. It's not fair to professional photographers and stuff because we just edit and it's not like we're changing backgrounds and this kind of shit. And if you're doing a product shot and you are moving stuff around, as we do, like you've seen the raw photographs of a product and then the finished product and it looks amazing, but like you can't say made with AI because I've spent 6 hours on Lightroom or Photoshop building this, you know?
If it makes you feel any better, Jay, someone that doesn't understand videography or photography like myself wouldn't even bloody notice. I don't know.
You will, because Facebook will put a tag on it.
It's a tag at the very top of the picture.
I know, listen, we know what AI is. A lot of my clients don't even, like I actually had a meeting last night and it was the first time that the two ladies I met with had ever seen ChatGPT. They don't know enough about it to know what it's affecting you. What I'm saying
in the scenario,
so
in that scenario, Shane, isn't that better that they can go like, oh, he didn't do that. He didn't take that photograph. He made that with AI. Is that not the mindset that will go first? Of he typed that into a box and it came up?
No, but it wouldn't be my mindset. And then the people that I work with wouldn't know enough about it to know what that meant, to be honest.
Okay.
I completely understand where you're coming from, by the way. But just this last week, actually, I've just had so many really different meetings and it's actually amazing what people don't know. But, you know, we say it all the time. You only know what you know. Unfortunately enough that we meet every week. We know everything now. It's amazing. But listen, back to email marketing. What's the best thing about it and what do you love about it, Judy?
I love getting personal replies. Like I love writing my email marketing emails from an honest point of view. Like I always try and tell people what's tough at the moment, what I'm finding challenging. Like I pretend that I'm writing it to one of you guys and I just stay focused on that. And then I love getting the responses then from people because they're personal and, you know, like I'm like, oh, this is cool because it's kind of like reaching out to your friends and getting their honest responses or, you know, like, yeah, I just think that that's the way that I prefer. Does it work like in terms of a bigger business? Probably not. But I think as a sole trader, that's something that I can get away with. And I love learning. I love getting the really good ones that like just give you bullet size updates or bullet points that you're just like, okay. And you can take it in really fast and then move on to the next one. I think we've temporarily lost Shan.
What are you using it for, Judy? Are you using it for like courses you've done before or like products or what's the crack you're using it for yourself?
See, that's why I'm not really using it at the moment because I'm not even selling anything really at the moment. So I was using it for the online courses and the most signups I get, I think I have about 400 subscribers and the majority of them have been from my landing page on my website with a pop-up and then they go into an automation.
The courses you have, are they out of date? Like, can you resell them now or?
No, the TikTok editing one is definitely, or the CapCut editing one is definitely still extremely useful for people.
Do a whole social campaign and just, you've made the product already. Do you know what I mean? And just ship it.
Do you know where I am? I'm at whiteboard today. I'm at whiteboard going, what am I actually doing? And I'm actually thinking of...
the problem is, Judy, you need someone in the room with you when you're whiteboarding.
I know.
Because you're your worst enemy.
Alone. Judy, I would more than happy do like if we met up for a half day or a full day even. Come up to Take 9. We'll sit in the room. If you brainstorm with some video ideas for me, I'll help you set up on the ads. I mean, like we can just collaborate.
We'll all do it together. Like we can just get you a roadmap of this is the end of the year, 6 months. Let's go.
Well, can I just say that I bought Jammy Bastards for 27 quid, 25. 24.78. So this could be what we collaborate on that website with.
You bought jammybastards.ie or .com? That's a good brand though. It's like it could be a good clothing line or something like, you know.
That's an excellent
brainstorm.
It is like
it's ours, like, you know.
Class. I love email marketing for the scenario of it's personal, as you said, Judy. Like, it's an offline audience that you have directly. They've opted in. They want to hear from you, and it's just they're a lot. No, they're not a lot easier to sell, but they're a small bit easier to sell because you have somewhat of a relationship with them. But it's just getting them. That's the tough thing. Like, that's the real tough thing. But I think once you have now, I'm the business I was talking about, the one I'm walking into. I'm going to. They have an audience built already, and I'm going to come into it and approach it from different angles and attack that audience they already have. I don't think they're utilizing email marketing at all properly. So I'll be reselling and announcing and that kind of stuff. So I'm interested in seeing how that works with that. But yeah, other than that, I love email marketing.
Lovely. And Jen, what do you love about email marketing?
I don't know what's next for email marketing, because the social channels have changed so much and there hasn't been much shift in the email marketing world. What concerns me is that people aren't moving quick enough with the performance there. And I think people just use it as a sales channel as opposed to like a marketing channel, which is fine. There's merit to that in some instances too. We have plenty of clients where we have sales emails going out that generate a significant percentage of their revenue, and we wouldn't be able to grow their business without it. But where you can do a really good, always people who have really good newsletters do really well off it. People who have really shit newsletters do really badly off it, and it's a waste of time. And it's like one of those things where marketers ruined it for everyone. Marketers ruined email marketing. They absolutely did, everything. And they ruin everything. So we absolutely, if you just have to have a really good one. But my favorite part of email marketing, like when clients come in and they want to talk about email marketing, I start with the default automations first. We go through their receipts, we go through the welcome email, we go through all of the touch points that they think are just, those things are done. I just want my weekly newsletter. And I'm like, no. We're going to start with all the emails that people actually open. People always open your welcome email. They will always open a receipt. They will always open all of these different things. They're not going to open your weekly newsletter. You have to look at all of the touch points first, like the drop off from cart emails. All of those emails are your gold mine 90% of the time, more so than your weekly newsletter for so many companies.
Yeah. So it doesn't always have to be something that people create. That's what I'm saying. So it's an add-on into a lot of people's inboxes. And I think title is super important.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, the subject line can often be just a little bit too clickbaity. There's newsletters that I open that are just called like issue 76, issue 77, issue 78, because I know the value of the content and it's just like a consistency. I think I'm always left disappointed where it's clickbait. I'm like, oh, that wasn't that. That wasn't what I was hoping for. What's the point in that?
Yeah, clickbait.
I love a cheeky subject line. I'll always love a cheeky subject line though.
Yeah.
Where it does kind of land well.
Shan, this is where you introduce Shan's horny bits, the newsletter. That's it. Like,
when I used to work for Groupon many moons ago, obviously you want to get appointments with people, just mean, and people would never want to speak to Groupon. So always in my title line, I would always put appointment confirmation. And then because they'd always open it, because they'd be like, oh my God, have I got an appointment with her? Or, do you know what I mean? And then they'd open it and say, so I'd love to make an appointment if we could confirm over the next week. But it used to convert for me. I love email marketing for two reasons. I think about the people that I follow, that I'm subscribed to. Their emails are always quite personal and giving me information. So I feel like I'm building relationship there. And yeah, look, I am always sales, and I do love the conversion. I get great conversion from email marketing, whether we like it or not. It does work. So yeah. So if there was one thing I would teach, I suppose it would be, I think title is important. I think the line, especially to the kind of customer that I'm dealing with that has less information, they want to know why they're opening it. So I always try to be quite creative with that. So if it's something, that would be my teach me. Oh, yeah. And also as well, just make sure they're interested is my teach me, because otherwise they can just be too much. Jay, what would be your teach me?
Give way more than you're asking for with this kind of content. Give so much. Like with the first hook to get them in, give them a free ebook with great content and great value. With the first newsletter, give them content and value. Make them feel welcome. Just give them stuff, because like they're like in a world today where data is stolen and all this kind of shit and you're worried about everything, they're handing you over their data and they want to say, yeah, I'm in. So treat them well, like they're family now, like, so treat them like family.
Brilliant. And Judy?
Do you know, I suppose from a sole trader's point of view, I would just try not to let it stress you out, like, because it can get really stressful especially when you say sign up for my weekly newsletter, then you're sitting there banging your head on a Monday morning going, what do I have to talk about? Potentially you could use AI or ChatGPT to get you started, or, you know, try and get it a bit out. But then as all the guys said, like, then you have to personalize the stuff. Something that I need to do, like, I think it's triggering automations, it's customer segmentation, and like just all the things that I know I should be doing that I've done a lot of research on, but I have never applied properly. But I think it's probably the first step is getting what you're selling down, and then building your call to action around that, and then maybe working back from there. So yeah.
Judy, can I pitch you something?
Yes, of course.
Please steal this template of this podcast for your email. What I love about this week, what I hate about this week, what I learned and can teach you this week, and what's happening next week.
Great.
Do you know what I mean? And that's and that will get your tone, will get who you are, you'll have the crack. You'll tell us about the latest TikTok, CapCut edits, this kind of stuff. And then every week, you know, there's just it's a small template. You're not, what will I write? What won't I write? It's literally bam, bang, bang, bang.
I love it. That would be much easier, and actually something that I'd love to share. And that's the whole basis of this podcast, because we're all up in the air. Our lives are changing so much that like that format is probably the most value that we can give to other people because it's so varied.
People will come back knowing the structure. The caption would be, you know, food shoot this week, what I hate about it, what I love about it, what I learned about it, and what I, you know, could be cool. Like,
yeah, brilliant.
And Jen, finally.
Yeah, I loved the piece there. I can't remember. I think it was Judy who said it about, you know, it's a conversation piece. You got to imagine who you're writing it to. Like, I always think of someone that I'm writing the email to, and then I'll write the email based on that. Because what you don't want is, imagine you're sitting across from someone and you're just like, do you want to buy this? And they're like, what? Okay, whatever. And then you're like, actually, would you like to buy this? Would you? We actually have 10% off on this. Like, oh, okay. Like, that's a really jarring conversation. Whereas, like, it's almost like where we've talked about before. Like, there's 4 of us on the podcast, and we try to think about the 5th person in the room who's having the conversation back with us. Your email should go out with that in mind. Like, hey, how are you? Like, how are you? Is such a dumb basic example, but like, get edgy with it. If you have an opinion on something, slice it. You know, what do you think? If it's, you know, like, for example, we're trying to think of ideas for a florist at the moment, and we have some kind of like really interesting things to slice and dice in there, which are, you know, completely, it's not like bouquet 1 or bouquet 2. It's like, let's make colorful flowers for Pride, learn how to do the stem thing, put all the different colors in. And, you know, like there's 101 ways you can slice and dice these things for a business. But 90% of the time people think they're giving away their secrets, even though everything's already on YouTube. Just give away your secrets, slice your opinion, and actually have like what would feel like a really meaningful conversation over dinner with someone. Brilliant.
You should try and get a therapist to weigh in on the florist one about people, how they bloom and the ways to bloom as a person.
The other thing I'd like to see, I'd love to go to florists where their flowers smelt as well, Jess, because lots of flowers don't smell anymore.
Oh, yeah.
So Tammy,
that's a bit of side eye there, isn't it?
Well, lots of flowers do not smell anymore. This is a fact.
Well, this guy's Ireland's only Dutch master flower, so I'd be extremely surprised if his flowers don't smell.
It's not the tulip man, is he?
The tulip man? I don't know who the tulip man is.
Okay, there's a fabulous tulip man. Anyway, thank you so much. That is email marketing. Before we finish up today, we did get a DM during the week. And so I wanted to run this by you. So this is about Instagram page. Ashley Muldowney has an Instagram page. She's decided that she'd like to take it to the next level, and really wants to work on it and creating content. She has been creating content for some time. So fashion and makeup is really her thing. And I noticed that she put out this week, I'm thinking about changing my name, to Ash's Style Tips or Ash Style. I can't actually get the names up on my phone because I'm now on my phone. But she's wondering, obviously, it's her page, it's her name. What do we think about people that change the names of their Instagram pages as content creators to something like, Ash's Style Tips or Fashion by Ash, or do you think she should keep her own name?
Can I ask a quick question? Are you talking about like her name is like, so it would be like Jen Bryan Marketing Services, or are you talking about her username?
Yes, her username. So she's thinking about changing so you would search Ash's fashion style rather than Ashley Mandowney. So she wants to change the name of the page from her name, potentially, to a title instead. Do we think that she should do it? Do we think that she should keep it as her name?
I think take her name out altogether, personally. Like, I know brands like there's Fabulously 40, there's like Bits and Bytes, like, this kind of stuff. I think if you're looking to grow and get bigger and bigger, there's a possibility you might bring some more UGC people in with you. I would take the name out and have it branded as something separately.
But those title pages, their name is on it. Just mean so like,
yeah, well, that's fine in the description and the name there. But as a username, I would kind of, I got off the top of my head, like as you said, Fashion Fixes or something like that. That's what I would go with instead of just her name. But if she wants to keep it more personal, I can see that as well.
So why change it from her name?
Yeah.
So
does she want to get rid of her name, or does she want to keep the name?
No, she was asking for advice. Should she change it? So, like back in the day, everybody, like Lisa Jordan was just Jordan, Lean Mean Mama, Tina O'Connor.
Yeah.
But they actually all, now just Jordan as Lisa Jordan. Tina O'Connor is known as Tina O'Connor, not Lean Mean Mama. Do you know what I mean? Because their personal brand kind of took over that page, and then their name became more prominent. So I suppose, like, for me, I'm like, is it dated? Has that finished? Unless it's like an actual, business, or for creators, should they still change their names? It's just an opinion I'm looking for, really. Jen?
What I'm thinking sounds a slightly cold. I don't want it to come across like that, but I just think if you're growing your account, it's the least of your worries. It's neither here nor there. I think if you want to grow a big business and it's not going to be your personal brand forever, consider changing it. If you want to grow a large personal brand, keep your name. And if you've got less than 20 customers, then it should definitely be your name if you're a service. And if you've got above that and you want to scale it out, then that's fine. But business growth in the first, 0 to 6 figures has to be founder led, and it has to be your name 9 times out of 10. So I wouldn't bother changing anything.
Yeah,
I'd be more putting all of that energy into the content.
What do you think, Judy?
I think I love her surname, or like I love Muldowney, and then I was thinking like what it reminds me of mulling, and like mulling over fashion or mulling around or something like that. Like, I think Jen definitely has a point, and so does Jay. But I think that there could be a little bit of, like, you do like to search for kind of fun and unique usernames. I think more than one person. Are you more likely to follow a brand than you are a person? I don't know. Does anyone have real life data on that? But why not? It might give her, do you know what? It might give her the injection of motivation that's needed to kind of get to thinking about everything else, hopefully.
This is my opinion. She's not a service. She's just creating content. She's, what she enjoys doing in her spare time. I actually find these names a little bit dated.
I was going to say there, I think I was wrong in the scenario of like, she's the product. So maybe her name should be on the product. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like with the likes of Bits and Bytes with Dash, she's not the product. The products are the food she's doing, the trips she's doing, this kind of stuff.
Yes.
So yeah, it makes sense.
Okay. Look, I think that'd be really interesting for her, because I was like, do you know what? I've got an opinion here. but let me give it to the guys. And I've actually got another dilemma for us to talk about next week. So keep those DMs coming, guys.
One thing there, Shen, someone just messaged me on LinkedIn before we started saying, do you know anything about personal branding? And I was like, how do I answer this? And I was like, link to podcast from Unbranded on brand, personal branding. There you go. Thank you very much. Goodbye.
Send them my email. I'll get them booked in for a power hour. But listen, thank you so much. We are going to finish there. Don't forget, guys, it makes a massive difference if you follow, like, subscribe. Come over and see us on YouTube. Maybe not this week so much because all of my videos are all over the shop. But guys, thank you so much. Have a great week and we shall see you next week.
Deuces.
Bye.